Kyrie, what has this process been like for you, healing and processing over the past few days?
Still new. Just trying to focus on, what's important. That was the task at hand tonight, and that was the game. So, just trying to. I'm not trying to break down in front of all you guys tonight. So, if we could just focus on the game, please. I could speak briefly. If, probably one or two questions, but. For me, there's a lot of grieving going on with everyone, especially their family. And I'm just paying my respects and just trying to keep it as brief as possible about that. I know in the next coming days there'll be some more news and things that are going to be done in order to, commemorate all the lives lost. Tonight was just to focus on the game. So, yeah.
What fueled you guys through this one in this matchup and getting the win?
I just understood. The position that we were in the standings, and as well as just, getting on a good streak before we head into All-Star break, especially as the E seed. We've let a few games go, so we just wanted to get right back on the winning track. Tonight was going to be a good test where we played the same team twice in almost 4 days. They made some adjustments, and we made some adjustments as well, and we answered all their runs that they threw at us.
Kyrie, if you've got the energy for it, Kobe always said, learn to love the hate. Nobody hates the good ones, they hate the great ones. After all you've been through personally this year and a half, how have you been able to kind of transcend this game, this entertainment, to overcome loss and hate? And did Kobe's life kind of beyond the court teach you how to spread love to your own daughter, to fans who look up to you the way they looked up to him?
Man, that was a loaded question, by the way.
Sorry.
I think you kind of had the answers in the question for yourself, but I'm going to do my best to answer it. I asked him for help. Probably a little while ago, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, I asked him for some help, and I don't think I was probably ready to be a mentee at that point. And, in some ancient, I'm going to go real deep on you guys, I am. But in some ancient texts, they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I had, that type of mentorship relationship with him where I was able to ask him almost anything, no matter how nervous I was or how fearful I was. And, he just was easy to approach with those type of questions about what goes on in the day in and day out basis of chasing something that's bigger than yourself. And when you're trying to leave a legacy or leave something of a mark on a game, they're going to come with a lot of sacrifices. There's going to come a lot of hate. There's going to come a lot of love. There's going to come a lot of balance that you must create in your life. And he left a lot of teachings, a lot of breadcrumbs, I call them, and I just followed all of them. I just followed every single one, and that probably pays a lot of focus into the person I am today. Is just really just listening, asking questions, seeing what he was doing to create. And then also with his daughter Gigi and him opening up doors and opportunities in women's sports, and we talked about it all the time. And I saw what he was creating, and I knew that I wanted that same structure. He had his own company, he had his own belief system, he had his own principles that he lived by. He didn't give, excuse my language, he didn't give what anyone said. And I think that, having that type of strength and, you're just that type of leader of a movement that so many people wanted to follow, but I think the most important thing he always embodied was, when someone would ask him a question or someone would ask him, how do you do it, Kobe? How do you do it? How are you so great? How do you do this? Or, some of the young Mambas out there trying to emulate what he was doing, some people would text him and be like, hey, what about this shooting slump? And, he would say stuff like the best shot is the next shot, you know what I mean? Or figure it out, like, f them all. It just simple things, but it was what he helped you see inside of yourself, always. It wasn't something of the words that he said. It was something that was always there inside of you that you knew was there, but you just had to tap into it. And he tapped into it all the time when he was playing the game of basketball, when he was around his family. But he was just that type of teacher. And I'm glad that he's getting his just due and his legacy now more than ever. And you don't have to ever worry about anyone not being on Kobe's side. I've been on Kobe's side for a long time. So I hope I answered that question, but that's what I remember all in, encompassing in our relationship. It went just so much deeper than basketball, man.
Can you express his admiration for your authenticity as a person? Do you feel like that's something that that you try to draw on, especially in a moment like this?
You say that one more time?
He expressed his admiration for your authenticity as a person. Do you just try to draw on that in these moments and, you know, stay true to yourself and your beliefs, your feelings?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think he always made a huge impact while he was playing, and we always knew that he was focused on one goal, and that was getting that gold trophy, getting a ring, making sure that he crushed every record, make sure he crushed every opponent. He had peers looking up to him. It's not common when you're playing against somebody and they're looking up to you the way that we all looked up to him while we out there on the court. But like I said, I think when you study someone like that, you try to embody that spirit. And while he was here, I tried to embody that spirit, you know, whether asking him questions about decisions or, you know, how did you feel about this emotionally? I just would go really deep into thought with him, and he was able to just give me some direction when I needed it most. So yeah, I take that along with me. I appreciate that admiration. But like I said, you know, out there on the court, I'm not the only one that's hurting, you know, and I don't want to make this about me and just our relationship, because we all shared something really strong with him as a bond, you know, whether watching him or studying him or, you know, getting to ask him questions or seeing him out there work out, or, you know, we all share something, and that's a beautiful thing. We're all connected through one person, you know. That's the special thing for me, you know.
Hey, Kyrie, what have these last few days been like for you overall? And have you learned anything about yourself?
It's been 3 days, man.
Yeah.
It's been 3 days, so like I said, it's like open wounds still. You know, I'm just doing my best to just come in and focus on the game.
Did that help you? Did having, say, 3 hours or what have you to concentrate on the game today, having time at practice yesterday, I mean, did that time, was that at all cathartic or helpful to be able to concentrate on that and not have to suffer through those open wounds during that spell of time?
It's just family. You know, when you lose somebody in your family, or you're seeing a family grieve or seeing other families grieve, like, you feel for them. And, you know, where I come from, in you know, my native ties in North Dakota and South Dakota, being Lakota Sioux, you know, the best thing to do is to lay your craft down, more that you know, the craft that you love so much, and just walk away from it. And that's what I did on MSG. I couldn't even come up with, you know, wanting to play that game. You know, it was so heartbreaking, and it still is, you know. So I'm doing my best. Year and a half, man, you lose two great leaders in your life. It's nothing easy to just turn the page and flip a switch. So just go through every emotion. Just be human, man, honestly.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.